Hello, brave, wonderful soul friend. We're here doing our morning self care. I've got like 20 ice packs on my body, and we wanted to just take this chance to connect with you. So, we're going to read your question and then we'll just explore some insights with it. Okay, friend, there's a part that automatically accepts guilt and internalizes condemnation, whether it's there or not. I think it's an internal dynamic between parts as well as with the external world. Much love and light, friend. The question is how to help this submit part. So I could go many directions with this. So we'll just play with a few perspectives and you can let us know what resonates with you the most. So, one thing that's important to know is that everything is energy. And working with this concept of abstract energy has brought an even deeper layer and level of healing than focusing on the explicits and the descriptions and the categories. Those can help provide framework and understanding for validation and compassion and awareness, but alone it won't cause a shift. And so it helps to know that everything is energy. And so no matter the part, no matter the particulars, it's all energy in our consciousness. And energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It's merely transferred from one form to another. So it's all about transmuting the energy. And so transmuting an energy of guilt or shame or internalized condemnation means feeding what would be the opposite of that. And so I would really encourage some affirmations and some meditation and unblending and making this a daily practice. It's not always about finding one big thing to help heal, which, that's what would be ideal, right? Just a one and done thing. But as we all know, and I know you know this full well as well, healing is a journey and it's a very gradual process of growth and self discovery and, uncovering a deeper sense of love within our being, our true nature, our true self, the true love light within us. And so, what can you do to help bring this part of you a sense of love and light? Oftentimes, if there's an internalized condemnation, there's a belief. There's a belief inside that roots in with unworthiness, undeservingness, and that part doesn't know that they are worthy and deserving. That part doesn't know that they have a dynamic truth to their being. That part doesn't know that they are worthy and enough and deserve to receive love as such. And so instead of focusing on what's happening, focus on the energy you want to grow. If you want to grow an energy of worthiness, focus on the worthiness. And this can be done through unblending, meditation, and affirmations. And when you make this, Duke came back to his bed. Lazy bum. Oh, silly doggy. And so when you make this a daily practice, though, everything changes because our consciousness learns through repetition. And what I'm learning is that this is so cool. What I'm learning is that the root of everything are implicit procedural body memories. And we can create new ones of that through repetition of new messages that somehow also engage the senses. So if you can go for an affirmations walk where you're walking through nature and your eyes are focused on the beauty that you see while you speak affirmations aloud. And maybe you're walking your dog and you glance from the beauty of nature to the love of your dog while speaking these affirmations, it will help the message deepen within your consciousness. Other senses could be used also when you eat your food. Allow for it to be a meditation. Eat slowly, savor the deliciousness of every bite, lean into it, and while you're leaning into the delicious sensations, meditate on a mantra, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy, or bilateral affirmations, I am worthy, he is worthy, we are worthy. If you can take time to listen to something enjoyable, it could be sitting in nature and listening to the birds sing. It could be listening to a very melodious song where you just feel this loving vibration in you. It could be, soothing meditation, music on YouTube. It could be anything that feels good to the ears. While you're in that process, you can write or look at affirmations. If you have affirmations written down, you can stare at them while you listen to this, or you can write the affirmations while you listen to this. But if you can combine any form of meditative empowerment that creates a new message of worthiness while using any of your senses in a positive feeling manner, it can help the message get through to parts very powerfully. I'm calling this implicit transformation therapeutic technique. It's so powerful. Repetition of new positive healing messages of love and light while positively engaging any of our senses. It's really powerful. It's really, really, really powerful. And as always, the more often you do it, the more powerful it will be. If you do this 2 to 3 times a day for, ideally a minimum of 10 minutes, but the longer you do it, the better, of course. Or if you can, have even like a 5-minute practice in the morning and a 5-minute practice in the evening, and then once a week on the weekend, take 2 hours to do it, kind of a thing. Otherwise, like 15 to 20 minutes in the morning and 15 to 20 minutes in the evening, you are guaranteed to rewire your brain. Every time we think a thought and we stick with it, we're feeding that neural pathway. So when these thoughts come up, use bull ray. And you can find this on our blog, and the link is also in a lot of our recent video captions on YouTube. Bull ray stands for breathe, observe, let go, redirect, affirm, and empower. Use bull ray anytime these thoughts come up, because by continuing to think the thought, you're not being present and there for parts. It might seem that way. This is an illusion that we busted through this year, and it was like, what? We actually have a YouTube video pretty recently about this, so feel free to check that out. When we think a thought, if we keep thinking it, we're feeding that neural pathway. So when there's a feeling of guilt and condemnation, it's important to attune to that part by noticing what's happening. But don't keep noticing it. Don't stay in the noticing. Otherwise, you're just feeding that neural pathway, and you're agreeing with the guilt. You're agreeing with the condemnation. Notice it and redirect. Notice it and shift the energy. And of course, it takes practice. But by staying in the place of continuing to observe the energy, you're feeding that neural network rather than transforming it. And feeding a neural network of guilt and shame is only blending with parts, not helping them. So unblending, and we have a workshop about that coming up if you're interested. It's going to be really amazing. I think it's on April 18th. You can check out our blog for more information about that. It's going to be really powerful. But even bull ray could be considered an unblending technique, or a tool at least. It's not the unblending technique we use, but it is a really great mindfulness trick that can help with the process. So try that, try bull ray. Try the implicit transformation approach. Unblending, meditations, affirmations, implicit transformation, meditative or therapeutic approach, bull ray, and practice being an observer. Practice being an objective observer where you're noticing things without becoming them. And you have our meditations. You bought our amazing meditation series, so keep using that. And we have a couple free meditations on our podcast as well, so feel free to use that. But the more time you can spend feeding energies of love with your consciousness, the more the trauma will transmute itself. Focusing on the trauma keeps you stuck in the trauma. You heal the trauma by redirecting towards the power of the now, by redirecting towards the love light that you are. that is really what's helped us. There are times where, you need to give voice to the pain, you need to vent, you need to express, or, whatever. That, there's allowed to be moments of those times, but transmuting the energy requires focusing on something else. You can't heal trauma by staying stuck in the trauma stories. So grow a new story of peace, grow a new story of presence, grow a new story of love, grow a new story of worthiness, grow a new story of beauty, So I hope that helps, and we look forward to hearing your comments, and we will see you next month for our next Patreon top tier coaching video. We love you, we believe in you, and we're really, 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 really grateful for you.